start my TED Talk by asking you all one question. How comfortable are you right now? There's a multitude of factors that might contribute to your answer. Maybe it's the clothes you're wearing, the seats you're sitting in, your footwear. Well, I'd like to tell you, you're already too comfortable. Let me explain. Embracing discomfort leads to change. Right now, in the 21st century, we are hooked on comfort. We rely on wearing comfy clothes when we go out. We seek to keep the same routine day in and day out, avoiding anything that might derive us from the path we already know. By doing this, we begin to box ourselves in to a place where we cannot escape. Looking through history, change comes from embracing discomfort. When you yourself put yourself in a situation that you have not been in before, where you are uncertain of the outcome or unsure of what is to come next, you are able to create real change. So why don't we do this more? Why aren't we more adventurous? Right now, we fear fear. We're scared. You don't want to put yourself somewhere where you are not sure of what's going to happen next. But I want to encourage you to make fear not your enemy, but your ally. It all begins in a small organ within your brain called the amygdala. The amygdala helps you process memories, emotions, and most pertinent to now, fear. When you put yourself in a scary situation, such as walking home alone at night and you hear a bang in the corner, or maybe it's presenting a TED Talk you could have studied a little bit more for, your brain begins to analyze the situation and decide, should I be afraid? If the answer is yes, your brain, the amygdala, begins to release several hormones throughout your bloodstream, such as cortisol and adrenaline. When these hormones are released through your bloodstream, it can cause an array of symptoms, such as perspiration through the palms, elevated breathing, or perhaps shutting down non-essential functions. Now, this can sound scary at first, but I don't mean to scare you. The point of this is to allow you to make decisions quicker, faster, and better than you could before. By shutting down these non-essential functions, you are able to focus your mind on making the best of what you have right now. There's a famous saying called sink or swim. When you're scared, you are given two options. You can persevere through the fear, or you can allow yourself to fall victim. I would like to introduce you to one of my personal heroes who would manage to not fall victim to fear. Wrong direction. Carrie Nation, better known as the hatchet-slinging grandma. She was born in 1846 and grew up during the time of Prohibition. When she married her first husband, a raging alcoholic, she made a vow to herself to never allow this to happen again. She and her daughter fell victim to someone who thrived in comfort and thrived in putting others in worse positions. Soon after they were divorced and Prohibition became enacted, speakeasies and bar saloons were popularized. At these places, people could illegally consume alcohol with no fear of repercussion. Until Carrie Nation. She would walk into these bars, destroying the illegal alcohol. Many were upset. She faced not only violence, she faced verbal harassment, physical as well, and was sent to jail numerous times. But she didn't allow fear to stop her. She continued to mother safe houses throughout her city, and stuff like this ended up spreading throughout the nation, causing millions to take up arms and destroy these illegal bar saloons. Carrie Nation didn't allow fear to control her, and she didn't allow comfort to stop her. She could have just stopped at divorcing her husband. She and her daughter would be safe, no? But that wasn't her goal. Her goal was change. Real, unwavering, unadulterated change. By doing this, she has inspired us all to take up change and to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. She made the active decision to choose to be uncomfortable in her situation. Often, we as humans only make that choice too late. We tend to find ourselves in the same situation day in and day out, and we fall victim to it. I like where I'm at. I like what I'm doing. I have no reason to change. But that can be dangerous. my favorite playwriters, wrong direction again, Henrik Ibsen. He wrote A Doll's House. This 1800s literature conveys the sense of gender norms and how comfort led to her ultimate downfall. It features a lady named Nora, married to a husband of a wealthier status. She takes out a bank loan unbeknownst to him and tries to pay it back without him finding out. The bank then sends 2 letters to her house, telling her husband of the crimes, but forgiving them. Upon opening the first letter, her husband berates her and gets close to physically abusing her. Nora is shocked. How could this happen? I've loved this man for so long. Nothing like this has ever happened. It's until that second letter comes where her husband switches and begins comforting her, saying he never doubted this, he never stopped loving her. Nora soon realizes that she had fallen victim to comfort. She had ignored the problems because she was happy where she was. He was wealthy, she was well off, they were happy, or at least happy enough. Falling victim to comfort can lead us to our ultimate downfall. It stops us from moving into better situations, improving before it's too late, and often it can lead you to staying in places longer than you should. One of the questions we ask ourselves is, why am I not happy with what I'm doing? Why am I not doing better? Why am I still here? The reason? You're allowing yourself to be satisfied with the bare minimum. You're allowing yourself to find comfort in conformity. You are refusing yourself the opportunity to grow as a person because you are too comfortable at where you're at. I would like to encourage you all to seek more from yourselves. I want you to go out today and push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Maybe that means having a conversation with your boss asking, what have I not been doing well on? That may mean trying a new style tomorrow when you go out. That might mean picking up an extra class at your local community college to further your education. All I ask of you is to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. When you do this, you can not only help yourself, but millions of others. The only great changes we've ever seen in history have come from people pushing themselves, bettering themselves, working unwavering to improve on what they already have. I beg you all to embrace discomfort. Go somewhere you are uncertain. Travel to uncharted territories. By embracing discomfort, you can not only improve your life but millions. After all, if I didn't embrace discomfort, I wouldn't be here speaking to you all today. Thank you.